Hi, welcome everyone to my site. My name is Amy Joint, and I am so excited to make this site live and to welcome you to my world. I specifically am just mission driven to support women like myself who are diagnosed late in life with ADHD. So here's a little bit of my background. It was probably about 2 weeks or so before I was going to turn 40, and I had a general doctor visit coming up. And I looked over at my husband. I said, hey, I've got this doctor's appointment coming up. I think I'm going to talk to her about my distractibility and disorganization, thinking fully that my husband would say something like, oh, Amy, you're over pathologizing. Don't worry. Something like that. The things that I told myself in my head that something was just wrong with me. It turns out he looked over at me and he said, that's really good. And right then and there, I knew that the symptoms that I was experiencing and trying to mask and overcome on my own or just feel guilty about were truly something was neurologically imbalanced with me. And so fast forward, I received a diagnosis and I received a bottle of pills, and that just wasn't enough. So my mission is to support women like me in processing this diagnosis. It's a big deal to be diagnosed with ADHD, and I want to help and I want to support. I have found so many women just like me all over social media who are trying to make sense of this. And they'll post things like, what do I do now? And now what? And am I just supposed to move on with my life? Well, that's what I did. I kept going. I took the pills. I was so nervous to take them, but I did. But I just kept going, right? I just kept okay, this is just another thing I have to overcome. But fast forward a couple years down the road, and I thought that was bullshit. I wasn't properly taking the time to think through the stages of grief that I truly needed to process. So I bring to you my website, my materials that I want to share, and a 3-part series of videos that will walk through a few stages of grief and talk about how it feels to be a woman with a late diagnosis. I also want to provide you the opportunity to consider purchasing my soon-to-be debut novel that is a self-guided journal for women newly diagnosed. My goal is to publish this book in February of 2024, and it is for women all over the world just like me. I get it. I see you. I feel you. Let's do this together. Unique Minds will be coming out soon, and I am beyond thrilled. So a little bit about myself. I live in Washington State with my beloved husband and amazing daughter. And I am so in love with my family and my life. And now I can love my brain differently. I can love who I am and the gifts that I bring to this world in a way that feels absolutely empowering. And again, my goal is to bring that empowerment straight to you. Because if we're not in this together, then we're just not leveraging the uniqueness of our worlds. So again, welcome to my site. Subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to the 3-part series, and let's do this together. Thank you for joining me.